Buckle up, people. We're coming at you.
Buckle up for safety. Buckle up. Wow. I cannot remember what I had for breakfast, but I can remember that BS from how many years ago?
It's more than 40.
Oh, at least.
So there you go.
Yeah.
We were teenagers when that was, weren't we? I think so.
We still hunted dinosaur back then, so yes. Hey, don't look at me like that. You over there, you stop it, because those dinosaurs were damn tasty.
And I loved them.
You ain't lived till you had a dinosaur ribeye.
So
for the next 2 weeks.
So listen up here. We're trying to grow the audience, doggone it, and you're not helping. So help.
Wait a minute. What if you just offended the people who are helping?
Like, I give a crap about them. Look, what I want you to do is share our shows with people and like, subscribe, and follow. What?
He does care. He really does care.
Okay.
You now offended all the people that are actually staunch listeners.
I love you. I really love you. Both those guys, Vlad and Chris.
The tens and tens of them.
Yeah, but we've got over $30 now. So that we got that going.
Well, hell, then carry on, dude.
So like, subscribe.
Now that we're financially independent, it doesn't matter.
Like, subscribe, and follow. Also like, subscribe, and follow your friends. No, have your friends
wherever
like, subscribe, and follow. There we go.
There's a song, follow your friend wherever he goes, even if he's got a booger in his nose. I don't remember.
That might be the best one I've ever done.
This is, I'm thinking, top 2 at least.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
Okay, so one of my weaknesses.
One of your weaknesses?
In 1966, for all of you who were alive in 1966 or have seen it in reruns ever since then, yeah, the bald guy in back.
I was alive in 1966. I was just
letting you know. You were. Idiot. We were born the same day. I knew that. Mom always did like me best. Where was I now?
Yeah, I think she did.
She did. Both of them. I can't understand it. In 1966, that weird campy Batman show, and I fell in love with the Batman.
Oh, yeah.
So for 3 years now, I've been a Batman freak. Got into other comic books.
Yeah.
It was one of those things, and which was kind of cool, because if you're into comic books, there's some fine artwork and some decent stories. A lot of garbage.
Yeah, I always get a kick out of them.
There's some garbage in them.
No,
but there's a lot of really good stuff there. Anyway, a particularly prized copy of the first ever Marvel comic book. Ready? Fetched more than $2.4 million in an online auction.
Was it in the plastic sleeve and had never been read, or?
Well, the picture I see is in a plastic sleeve, so of course somebody knew what it was.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll get to that.
Okay.
Marvel Comics 1, it's a pay copy. I'll explain that in a second.
Okay.
Arguably one of the top 3 comic books in the world of comic collecting. If you're going by price, it now is number 2.
Somebody's paid more for something, probably a DC thing.
Wait for it.
Or an early Mad magazine.
Because I actually went and looked up the top 20.
Oh,
because I'm that big a geek.
Yeah. Okay.
Vincent Zerzolo's one said it's arguably in the top 3. It's not arguably, Vincent, and money-wise it is. The operating officer of Comic Connect, the New York-based auctioneer, sold the book Thursday night. The bid was just a hair under $2,427,800. Okay, take a big breath, because you're going to need, yeah, exactly. The buyer's name has not been disclosed because who wants to be ridiculed for buying a comic book?
Yeah, but Bill Clinton is very happy with his latest purchase.
I did not buy that comic book. I've never seen that comic book in a blue dress. He's an extremely passionate comic book collector and investor, said Zerzolo. Good, because if he's going for Marvel Comics 1, published 1939, introduced characters we know: the Submariner.
Yep.
Prince Namor.
Yep.
And the original Human Torch, the precursor to the character we would all know and love in Marvel's Fantastic Four.
Right.
Later.
Yeah.
Much later, because I don't think the Fantastic Four debuted till like 1960.
You know what killed me about Namor is he always looked like Nimoy. to me.
Didn't he, with the pointy ears? And
yeah.
What was with the little wings on his feet? That was kind of cool.
I liked those, though.
And now, Submariner's history. I mean, Fantastic Four, vaguely. The book launched what became the Marvel Universe of comics, movies, TV shows, video games, and, well, most everywhere you turn. If you're wondering what a pay copy is, those are much sought after because it bears the publisher's handwritten notes. So you see in little notes how much the multiple writers and artists got paid. It's just, if you're a collector and into that sort of thing, yeah, it's a big deal.
Wow.
So I looked up the top 20, which obviously was listed well before this, right? Before this was sold.
Yeah.
At number 20, Showcase number 4, which I believe is a DC book. Only $179,000 to us. Well, just over $179,000.
Is it even worth it?
Number 19 was Suspense Comics number 3.
Okay.
Number 18, Action Comics 13.
Okay.
Again, DC.
Yeah.
All American Comics number 16, which I think folded into DC.
Okay.
Action Comics 10. Avengers number 1.
Wow. I could see that.
Yep. What else we got? Wiz Comics number 2. Now those are the old ones. Stop it.
Wiz.
I did. Fantastic Four number 1. Hulk number 1. Captain America number 1. At number 10 on this list, Marvel Comics number 1. At that point, it was valued at $350,000.
And now it's valued at much more.
Just about 2.5 million. The top 3 then were, at number 3, Amazing Fantasy number 15, Action Comics number 1, and Action Comics number 1, CGC 90. Don't know what the difference is between those two. Now it would be Action Comics number 1, Marvel Comics number 1, and then the Action Comics number 1, the other version.
Wowzers. That is just stunning.
My first thought, was it yours? What the hell? Who would spend that kind of money on a comic book? Right?
Oh, yeah.
I sat there and thought, if I had that kind of money to spend on a comic book, I
just might do it.
I probably would. Who am I kidding? Boy, would I hear about it too. You spend how much on what?
Exactly.
Is it any good? I'm not reading it. It's
in plastic.
Not until I get I need brand spanking new sterilized cotton gloves before I touch that thing.
Oh, good Lord. It's funny how that stuff accrues value. And
it's nuts.
Yeah. And there are so many comic books.
And it is proof. And still, it's always the oldies but the goodies.
Yeah, right.
Fantastic Four. The Flash is in there. Superman. The Batman and in action.
Okay.
Because look what he spawned, how many hundreds of magazines through the years.
Right.
Especially if you do the family stuff.
Yep.
And then Superman, Batman team-ups are a huge thing.
Always.
And again, your books are worth as much as somebody's willing to pay for it.
It's exactly true. How would you like to do an update?
Talk about being conditioned.
Update on an earlier story.
Okay. Do I have to load anything on my computer? Do I have to wait for it to?
No.
Not that kind of update?
No. When is a tuber? No. When is a potato not a potato?
I don't know when.
When it's a tuber of a gourd. And that's according to the Guinness World Records. So that New Zealand couple who believed they had the world's largest potato.
Yeah, it's just a tuber.
Had their dreams mashed with bacon bits, butter, and sour cream. After Guinness wrote to say that scientific testing had found it wasn't, in fact, a potato.
Now I'm hungry. Thanks.
After months of submitting photos and paperwork, the couple got the bad news from Guinness in an email.
I want a loaded baked potato right now. Thank you.
Just a couple of weeks ago. Dear Colin, sadly, the specimen is not a potato and is, in fact, the tuber of a type of gourd. For this reason, we had to treat the gourd with chemotherapy because it has a tuber. For this reason, we do unfortunately have to disqualify the application. The couple had named their gourd tuber Doug. who became something of a local celebrity after the couple began posting photos of it on Facebook with a hat on and even built a cart to tow it around.
Okay, I take it back. Spending a lot of money on comic books is not that weird.
An official weigh-in at a local farming store put Doug at 17 pounds, equal to a couple of sacks of regular potatoes or a small dog, or 17 pounds of mashed potatoes or 17 pounds of feathers, 17 pounds of dry cleaning. The existing
We're stuck here. Thank you. We've hit a loop.
The existing Guinness World Record will stand a 2011 monster from Britain that weighed in at just about 11 pounds. Craig Brown says he's not done chasing the potato record. He intends to try to grow a record-breaking behemoth next season. Next season, I say! Tony?
According to Kyong Moulton, she's 66. Returned to her home in Palm Bay, Florida in February. Found leaves on her lawn. According to the ClickOrlando.com report, she assumed the neighbors across the street had put them there. She fetched her leaf blower. Assumed they had walked over. They had gently placed each leaf. Fetched her leaf blower and blew them back over onto their lawn.
All right. This is not going to go well for her.
Not exactly the Hatfields and McCoys, but that's the way I'm seeing it go here.
They keep buying across the street blowers.
The man across the street and his mother went outside to confront Moulton, and his sister joined them. The arrest report said Moulton slapped the sister and stabbed her in the leg with a steak knife.
What? What was she doing with a steak knife?
My God, she brought a knife to a leaf blower fight.
Yeah.
As the man tried to help his sister, he was allegedly stabbed in the arm. I'm guessing it was that same knife. Moulton also pushed the mother to the ground. She denies stabbing anyone. Surveillance video does not show a stabbing, and no knife was recovered. Makes one wonder. Nevertheless, I think the old lady whipped the three of them, and they're all a little bit sheepish.
I think that's probably the case.
Moulton was charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery and 1 count of battery on a person 65 or older. Does she get a discount, though, for being a 66 herself?
Oh, probably. I think AARP would step in for her.
I'm wondering how that works. Can I have the seniors discount on assault, please?
You should cut down on assault.
Are you over 65? Yes, certainly, ma'am.
South Carolina police
Take 20% off your sentence.
back in June charged a woman in Walhalla with public intoxication after she was found cruising down the road in a silver Power Wheels truck. Not far from her.
Power Wheels?
Yep.
The kids thing.
Yes. She wasn't far from her home. 25-year-old Megan Holman avoided a DUI charge because her mode of transport was a toy, not a vehicle.
Are you actually cruising at that point? I mean, you and the guy in the unicycle would have a fine battle.
The cop was walking next to her, taking her information. Yeah. When investigators asked Holman to explain the situation, she said she was riding the toy truck as part of a scavenger hunt and that she wanted to be a professional wrestler like her father, and this was how you do it.
How old is she?
Well, she was drunk.
So over 21, we hope.
25.
That's over 21.
Yep. And drunk.
And I'm betting she's not that bright without alcohol.
This is true, really news. Send email to TiTR@netradio.network.